All right, everyone, it's time again for a sound exchange session. I've got my co-host here, Anthony Coviello.
What's up, guys?
I'm never going to be able to say that right, but then he can't say my name either, so we're equal.
I love being here with Brandon on a Saturday.
On a Saturday at Sound Exchange, what could be better? We already had lunch.
We've had lunch.
So we're good. And today's topic, I gave you the topic. So we are going to talk about...
Another dude called you Brandon, too.
That's all right. Everyone calls me Brandon. I answer to both.
Why do they call you Brandon?
Because it's a more common name.
But it's not spelled like that.
No. But my name has become more common lately.
Brendan?
Brendan. Yes.
Really?
I am working a job right now, and we have 2 additional Brendans.
How old are they?
They're younger than me.
Really?
Yeah. They're 10, 15 years younger than me. So I think it's one of those things where my name, spelling of my name and pronunciation has become more common.
You think people call Brandons Brendans?
No, but I wish it would be.
I'm going to do it from now
I
on.
hope that there are Brandons out there that get their name mispronounced the way that I get my name mispronounced. It's only fair. Maybe just call them John.
Call everybody John.
Yeah.
Hey, John.
I call everybody Bob.
What would you call the ladies, though? Bobette? John and Betty.
Betty's. I was going to say, yeah.
Betty's are good.
That's right, Betty's.
Somebody's going to get pissed off, right?
I know, right? I have a stapler. It's black. I call it Black Betty. But that's off the Ram Jam song.
Done.
It's a
Yeah.
song. Yeah. Okay. All right. Into the topic here. So, what are your musical turnoffs? All right. We got into a discussion this morning, or yesterday, and it went off the rails. It was crazy. Where it's like there's just certain things about songs. You'll pop a song on, you're giving it a listen, and it turns you off for some reason. It could be anything. My first thing is, before we even get into the musical aspect, is album
Shitty
cover
album
art.
covers?
Yeah.
Corny album covers.
Corny. All right. I've done a review of this. You guys have seen it. You know how I feel about
We're
it.
not
But
knocking the painting his father did.
yeah, but I think it's corny.
I can't even understand the painting because I see his face
yeah.
with
And
a microphone. Is that a microphone or a penis?
Nah, it's a
Definitely
microphone.
a microphone.
But it's
I'm
also
just kidding, Sebastian.
Yeah.
We love you,
I love the album, but I just think the album art is corny.
but that's fucking
And-
corny.
Yeah, and of course, not just that. I mean, there's other ones, and then there's ones that are just, really horrific. That are just awful.
There's
looks like a child did it or something.
But then there's shit that
Yeah.
we've had that I'm like, yo, that looks like a kid did. And you're like, yo, I love that art.
Yeah.
so I guess the child look is subjective also.
Of course, anything is in the eye of the beholder. I'm sure
Yes.
there are people that look at that and think that's the greatest
Yo!
album cover. But for me, at
We're
least,
running down the street screaming "Youth Gone Wild,"
right?
and it's not even on that record only because it's so prominent on the tattoo on that thing.
right? But okay, so that's the first thing for me. Just album art. If the album art is awful, is cheesy, is whatever, then that's going to be a big musical turnoff for me. For me, it's down-tuned guitars.
Define down-tuned guitars, because I dropped D on some songs because I like
yeah.
the feel and the sound.
I will just call it this. It's the new metal sound. I don't know if that's all drop D tuning or what it is. I don't know music.
I don't know anything about these, what they do or how they
The
get it to sound
modern
like that.
guitar sound. Let's call
I
it
think
that
it's a
then.
button. Like this was part of our discussion.
It's a
like
foot pedal.
There was the Mutt Lange button in the '80s.
Right.
Mutt Lange hit a button. Everything sounded like a Mutt Lange production. Somehow in the late '90s and early 2000s, this whole new metal thing, or the modern age of
Right.
music, every record sounds the same. It was a guitar tone button.
Yeah.
Boop. And they've also stopped recording with amps then. So
Oh.
not only did we lost the way of the guitar solo then, right?
Yeah.
But they stopped recording with amps. It was all modulated. So line 6 was just becoming this big thing. So you would walk in, instead of bringing in your stack,
Yeah.
and you feeling the fire
Yeah.
that fucker's
The
putting out
energy
behind
that
you.
that would create.
You walked in, you had a box this big. Well, the box is this big now. It was
What
probably
is going off on your phone? Your phone
probably
is
this
blowing
big.
up.
And then you just plugged into it and you hit a button and it says, "This sounds like a 70s classic rock guitar." So you got a classic rock guitar sound.
sound.
You got this sound. So that's what changed music
Wow.
in that era.
Yeah, so I mean, talking about like the new Motley Crue single that's out right now, "Dogs of War." I put
Sounds
that
like a
on.
fucking 2001 new metal song.
I want
I
to like
apologize
it.
for the drops of the album today. I'm ready for it.
Yeah. Well, we've eaten.
I got
We're
to.
hungry. We
I
gotta.
gotta let this out.
Right. So I'm a huge Motley Crue fan, man. I want to like that song, but instantly when the guitar comes in on that, and of course, maybe also because it's not Mick Mars.
Sounds-
I know it's not.
Sounds
Mick Mars.
processed also.
It does.
But John 5 always sounds processed. He has a processed sound.
I know, but I hope.
I don't believe he plays through an amp. I think he plays to a pod.
I've heard. Okay, so he recorded some of the songs, not all of the David Lee Roth songs on the DLR album. And he sounds like a rock guitar player, and I was hoping he would bring that sound
There's a
back.
button for that also.
Yeah, right? So anyways, it's that. One you mentioned to me when we were talking about the new Sebastian Bach was just too much double bass.
Oh! That was another thing that just came out of nowhere. Took away the guitar solo.
Yeah.
Every drummer had a double bass pedal.
Yeah.
And all you hear was brrrr in every chance they got.
Yeah.
There wasn't even a real drum fill. It was just the drummer playing with his feet.
And I hate that when they just do it constantly. It's one thing when it's a part of a song, a portion of a song, but when the whole freaking thing is just double bass drum, it's
I don't
too
like
much.
either.
Yeah,
I
too
think
much for me.
if you play double bass the whole song,
Right.
fuck it, go for it.
I
But
mean,
if you're playing single kick,
yeah,
hi hat,
Right.
maybe hitting whatever else you guys hit,
Uh-huh.
and then all of a sudden the brrrr,
yeah,
what was that?
Yeah.
And then you do it more times.
more, yeah. So for me, that's just another turn off in the stuff. And I know a lot of this that we're talking about is either genre related, it's also era or time related. I'm not a big fan of the stuff that came out in the late 90s, early 2000s. So a lot of my turnoffs are that when these
Me too.
bands start to do that sort of stuff. And the
They started taking the easy way out.
yeah.
So that was AI.
Yeah.
Those pods.
Right.
You hit a button, you got a sound.
Hey,
You
recording-
didn't fight for your sound.
Recording digitally is AI. It cleans shit up, you know? Another thing that I hated, and this was really prominent in the late 90s and early 2000s, was the added drum loops and samples.
As a fan of all music, and especially a big rap guy,
Yeah.
I don't care about drum loops and samples. I fucking love it.
Okay, in rap music, I can understand it, but I'm talking about when Motley Crue's Generation Swine album. I know you're not a huge Crew fan, but then they just added in
But I am a huge Crew
extra
fan.
loops and samples and weird things to it. It wasn't.
They were experimenting. They were doing something new. But yes, total
Yeah.
turn off because it's not my Motley Crue.
That's right. It's not my Motley
But then-
Crue. So maybe it's really the musical turnoff is just when your band tries to incorporate a modern thing
that you already don't like.
that you don't
into
like.
their
You're not
sound.
listening to that. You don't like that stuff. They then try to incorporate
What's up,
it
man?
in.
How you doing?
So,
Excuse me.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. So a lot of it is that sort of stuff.
So are you looking at it more as you're pissed off? When you were talking about this, are you thinking about your favorite artists that
I
are
am.
doing this shit? Because
I
I'm
am.
not. I'm
Oh.
thinking about everything outside of my. Because when my
Okay.
favorite artist incorporates shit, I'm down to check it out.
Okay, right. I check it out.
It doesn't turn me off because then I say,
Oh.
in my head I justify it.
I
But when I
listen-
hear the bands I don't know
Yeah.
doing it, and 30 of them
Oh.
doing the same thing over and over again.
I don't care if you're a new band. You can have whatever sound you want. And I know I'm using a lot of Motley Crue today. Mick Mars makes his solo album, and it sounds like modern day new metal. It's nothing about
So does the
it
Sebastian
sounds like-
Bach record.
I
See
dis-
that's
I
where that's where
disagree with
music's
that.
subjective.
It is.
All I hear is that shitty processed new
Right.
metal sound.
And I actually-
shitty to me, not to Sebastian,
No.
and not to the guys who put their heart into making that record,
and not me,
to Brendan.
because I love it. I
To
actually
me,
think it's great.
absolute misery.
Despite the album cover, which I don't know, really turns me off.
I think he's singing great.
Yes.
Holy shit!
I think this
And then
is,
you think, is that real?
I have to question it because of today's
'Cause it's too great.
technology. I
It's way
wonder,
too good.
And I know live he doesn't pull that off.
No.
So I have to question it, but I think he sounds great
Sounds
on
awesome.
it.
So good.
Yeah.
Best part of the record is his vocal.
And so in that, I like this record because it sounds like him. Even though he's doing some more modern tinged things, his vocals still sound 100% like Sebastian Bach. So my next thing, my complaint is when I hear filters on vocals. I can't stand when a song comes on and it starts, and all of a sudden there's a filter on the vocal. It's like putting a weird thing on your guitar, I guess. It's changing the sound of something. I want to hear that sound, that singer. I'm a fan of the band. Don't change up his vocals and make it all weird like he's singing through a megaphone.
They want to be, I don't know, man.
And
It's experimentation. It's trying new things.
And I'm gonna use another Motley reference here.
This is the Motley Crue
and
episode.
I'm not even, it's funny, I'm not even like currently listening to Motley Crue in my life to do this. It's just that so many of these things have appeared in this, probably because I'm a big fan and I've been disappointed so many times, but Motley Crue's 1994
disappointed since Shout
self-titled
of the Devil.
album, when then the first single comes out with their new lead singer, John Corabi, and they do Hooligan's Holiday, and the first few lines of it, he has a filter on it. And I'm like, you're trying to get us to like this new singer. We've never heard him before. You drop a single and you put a filter on his vocals.
Well, they were trying something new, hoping to grab a new generation of fans. And they were trying to compete with the modern market.
Yeah.
And that, you know,
But
it's
it killed 'em.
justifiable. No, what killed him was fucking firing Vince Neil. John Corabi, any singer. You could have put Axl Rose in front of Motley Crue. It would have failed because they wanted Vince.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
it.
true.
It's,
Certain things are... If Vince died, it would have been easier to move on.
yeah. The only band that's ever been able to move on...
AC/DC.
No. Yes, the singer died, though. Van Halen. Van
Oh,
Halen
yeah.
was hugely successful post David Lee Roth. I think they're the only band to achieve that.
You are right.
But yeah, AC/DC, hugely successful afterwards, but I think it's because Bon died.
Bon
If Bon had been
passed.
alive, I don't think Back in Black would have sold the way that it did.
No.
I think people would have been screaming for Bon to be back in the band. Even with
I think if they recorded with Bon, I don't think it would have been as big as it was.
I think it'd been, yeah, well, I don't know.
I think they would have continued to be AC/DC
Right.
and not been able to sell out stadiums and arenas.
And we'd be
They
talking
would-
about Highway to Hell instead of Back in Black.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that. But it was everything about that was the era, the time, the fact that the singer had died, the fact that they were bringing in someone new, right place, right time, all that sort
This
of
is
stuff.
50 years ago now, right? We're talking?
No.
44 years ago?
44.
We're 44 years ago.
Yeah.
Life was still new then.
Yeah.
There was still a world out there to be explored.
There was no MTV
How's it
yet.
going, guys?
Things weren't polluted yet.
There was a lot of shit that hadn't been touched upon or discovered. So now that we see, know, and can touch anything anytime we want, it's a wholly different thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different atmosphere. It's a different life.
All right, well, then the next one for me at least, and we're finally outside of Motley Crue with this one,
Not yet.
being a parody.
Fucking Motley Crue. They're parodies of themselves. They get on stage.
Okay, right now, yes, but I'm
They
talking about
dress like
bands,
children.
bands like Steel Panther. I like
Oh,
them.
you mean parody? Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
actually a parody, not a parody of yourself. I took it the wrong way.
Yeah. But yes, I see what you're saying, and
Yeah,
I
I don't
agree
like.
with that.
I'm not a Weird Al guy. I'm not a Steel Panther guy. I don't give a shit.
Well, Weird Al, I can understand if you're taking the original music of something and you're changing the lyrics and it's kind of comedy or whatever. But I mean, you're a parody. Steel Panther and The Darkness.
I only listen to music to laugh at myself and the mistakes I've made,
Yeah.
and that's what a good
But when you're
song to me
cheesing-
will do for me.
Yeah. So, but when you're cheesing it up and you're being a parody of the original thing, even though you love it, I can't get behind it. Don't be fake. Just be yourself.
Maybe that is themselves, and they can't make it as a real band, so they have to do that.
That's exactly why they did it. Satchel, the guitar
Which-
player, I forget who he is, but he's played in all these other bands and done these things. But once he put on the wig and he did that,
Maybe I should do that.
yeah, you could become
I'm
famous
not
too,
refused.
being
I don't
a
wanna be known.
parody.
Please, God
Instead of
forbid.
Long
How you
Gone
doing,
Day,
buddy?
you could be Day Gone Long.
No.
Be a parody.
I quit already.
No, be
I'm out.
a parody of yourself. What's the next?
What the fuck you think life is? John, we're a parody of ourselves. We're a parody of each other. So
Are we a parody yet doing this
yes,
video?
100%.
What's the next
Having
one?
a gimmick, same thing
Yes.
as parody.
Right,
Your
exactly.
gimmick is I'm wearing tight pants, just like
Well, I was I threw that one in there because I know that you like Kiss, but not because of the makeup. Like you like the music, right?
I liked Kiss until I saw them, and then when I
Right.
saw the gimmick, the makeup, it turned
turned
me
you
off,
off.
and I just
Yeah. And Slipknot was that way for
I
me.
can't. Yeah, I
I
agree.
can't get behind the
I
mask.
can't get behind mask or face paint on stage.
Yeah.
Immediately, it's over for me.
I
can't get behind Eddie Vedder's new hat.
Oh my
Right?
God! I see
What
that
are you doing?
everywhere, and that looks like a
I just
gimmick.
watched an interview,
Him
and
and
he says
Jeff
we got the
Ament-
hat on the whole time. Yeah, him and Jeff.
Jeff have these hats.
Oh
If
no,
you-
no, that's in the picture. But I saw an interview with him and Jeff, and Eddie's wearing a hat the whole time.
I know.
I wonder if him and Jeff both walked in with the hats on, and Jeff said, "Oh shit," and they
who gets to
paper
wear the
rock
hat?
scissors, and then Jeff just put on a baseball hat. But either way,
Okay,
so gimmicks.
but there's-
I have to throw that in there. I'm sorry.
You mentioned that to me. Actually, he brought it up when we were in the car, the driving episode that we did, going out to in Amityville at High Fidelity Records, which is a phenomenal record store in Long Island. Shout out to our friends
Yes.
over there. But you mentioned it. I had no idea what you were talking about.
Then you pull up the picture,
I can't stop seeing it everywhere, man.
I just stare at the hat.
Yes, and it looks
and he wears it
funny.
on stage.
It's not a cool hat. I'm sorry. There are cool hats, fedoras and things, even a baseball cap, whatever that one is called. Not a cool hat, Eddie. I'm sorry. Take it off. And Jeff Ament, same thing, man. Front.
Jeff can get off with the hat.
No,
Jeff's
front-
been a fucking weird hat guy from day one.
Yes, that's true. He is a hat guy. That's right. He would wear the big
Eddie, yeah,
tall
Jeff,
cat
yes.
and hats. That's right. I
So
forgot
Jeff
about
can do
that.
whatever he wants.
Yes, Eddie's not a hat guy.
But then again, as an aging musician, you look at yourself in the mirror, and whether you're there because you want it to be or not is It's tough. And then you look in the mirror and you wake up one day
Yeah.
and you're like, dude, I'm fucking 45. Or Eddie looks at me and goes, I'm fucking 60.
Exactly.
Yo, where's my hairline?
Right.
What happened?
I know.
Is this haircut right? Holy shit! I'm getting on stage in front of 200 people or
Do you sell hats
20,000
here?
people.
I should put a hat
it
on.
fucks you up. So sometimes that hat
Klaus Meine
is
has
a
been wearing a
huge
hat
comfort
right
thing.
forever because of that.
Yeah.
I forget who. There's other ones that are like that clearly have no hair. Well, I mean, you could.
I understand why you wear the hat.
Okay.
It just doesn't look right.
It's not one that I had on the list, but I
Hats?
hate that. No, I hate that when like Brett Michaels who wears a wig on stage because he's.
Are you sure
he's
we
balding.
never proved it was a wig?
No, we aren't. But then there's Joe Lynn Turner who finally came forward or came out or whatever.
Yeah.
And
he
he's
came out
been
as
wearing,
a bald man.
Yeah, and but we've looked at that hair and said that hair is too perfect. There's no way that he could still have that hair at 70-some years old.
I've stood next to that man in that hair a dozen times and I never even thought it was fake.
No?
I'm just like, Joe
Oh.
Lynn Turner has great hair.
I looked at that and I
I'm
said,
so disappointed.
Oh, I knew it was. I
hate my
I
life right
knew
now.
it.
And I'm
No, it's okay. But
I mean, now that we're bringing it up
Yeah.
out loud, it hurts my heart to know. I've looked at his hair going, I hope my hair is that
good,
awesome
but yeah.
when I'm that old. It gave me hope.
I know.
And I've been around
I'm
this
77.
man.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll
You
be
still got a good hairline
yeah.
here. Come forward so they can see you.
Who's this?
We're filming here. So
Oh.
77 still got a great hairline. What the fuck
yeah.
happened to me? Why does this not?
Didn't get on the
Mom said
right
you were
bus.
born with that hairline.
I know my mom did. I had a receding hairline when I was a kid.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. So, but I've accepted it, and that's the next part of this, which is where I'm saying, like Brett Michaels wearing a wig, or Joe Lynn Turner, or wearing that cap. It's like just accept it. Be who you are.
Yeah.
If you're losing hair, you're losing hair.
What's
It's
up,
not a
dude?
big deal.
Yes.
Neil X.
Hi, Neil. Bring him on in.
Well,
We
finally.
just gotta
Yeah.
finish up this video and then we'll get through 'em.
Yeah.
Alright, good. So I got on 3 different boxes. So
Just bring him in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. 2 more things to touch on here that really bug me is singing about your kids in your music. Singing like a love song to your kids really bugs me. I'm going to go back to Motley Crue on this one because Tommy Lee sang a love song to his newborn son Brandon. Last song on Generation Swine.
Well, because you hate Generation Swine, so no matter what happens, you're gonna shit on that.
I know, but at the time I was trying to love it.
Oh.
And the last one being bringing your kids into the band.
Bringing your kids into the band's no good.
Wolfgang Van Halen going into Van Halen was no good.
Should
for
have had
me.
Michael Anthony.
Yeah.
But back to the songs about
All
kids.
right.
The reason this got brought up because we talked about the Pearl Jam thing. So that song was an instant turnoff for me on the new record, Something
Yeah.
Special, because you just knew immediately it was about his kids.
Yeah.
I don't have kids. What's up, Vito? So I can't relate. So, and it's not a negative or a
Yeah.
positive thing. It's just, what do you want me to do with this?
Right, because you're thinking about your kids. To me, it's too personal in that regard. And why would you put that information out there about your kids? And you're making it public. You're making fans aware of it. So to me, it doesn't seem
Yes.
like the right thing. But like you said, I can't relate to it. I think that's the biggest thing.
And then, but after a while, now I listen to the Something Special song on the Pearl Jam record. I'm like, it's good.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to go back. Let's go to STP. I'm not going back to STP with you guys, but we had STP
Yeah, we
conversation earlier.
Right. Let's get away from Motley Crue.
Shangri-La-Di-Da.
Yeah.
There was a song about his newborn son. But I
Yeah.
thought, when it came out, I thought it was beautiful. My God,
Right.
this is so cool. So,
Yeah, and I get it. And they're aging rockers, and life is changing, and it's no more about chasing women and
so
rock and
we
roll,
have
sex
to
and
accept the
drugs.
same thing that they're accepting,
I
which is
guess.
they're writing about their kids, and we have to accept that they're going to write
So,
about their kids, even though we don't want them to.
Do I have to accept them doing the drop D tuning on the guitars and using samples because they're changing and aging too?
We don't have to accept anything,
I know,
but it's there.
But it's there. All right, so
You don't have to like it. Well, you know, maybe acceptance is everything.
Right.
Just whatever. Who gives a shit?
yeah.
You don't have to like it.
I accept that they did it. I buy the album. I check it out, and if I'm not a fan of it, hey, they'll make another album soon enough. You know,
Just
kind of
keep
thing.
making
I don't-
records, and we're going to keep buying records, so it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
All right, everyone. So thanks for watching. Let us know
You leaving?
what musical
stopped in to say hi?
turn-offs.
I came in to say hello to you.
Oh.
And I didn't know you were filming. So.
Oh, you want to be on?
Oh, hang. Yeah, you want to be on?
Oh, sure.
Come on, Vito, say hello.
All right. Vito has joined us.
Best record store in the country, really?
Oh,
or is that
yeah.
going too far?
No, take
Well,
I'm
best
fucking run with it.
record store
I'll take the
in
country.
Jersey.
Definitely Jersey.
Okay.
Anthony's been in the music scene forever.
Yeah.
That's how I know you.
That's
How
right.
we met.
We made
Right.
connections.
You know him
And,
before owning the store.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Anthony's in a killer band, Long Gone Day, one of my personal local favorites.
Yep.
Been there saying that to you for
Yeah.
how long now? You
I don't even like the band. Thank God Vito does.
you just play for Vito, right?
That's it. When Vito shows up, actually, that's true. If Vito's in the crowd, we only play for Vito because we all shit our pants because we know he fucking loves it.
Right.
So Artie and I look at each other like, fuck.
We got
God
to
damn it, Vito.
really put on a good
God,
show,
God,
right?
Artie's amazing. He's like the left-hand assassin.
Yes, he is.
Oh,
Look
sorry.
at the size of that box.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I had them all in this one box, but it was too heavy.
Listen, enjoy your
All right.
Mother's Day, man. It was
Yeah.
good seeing you.
Tell your wife happy Mother's Day.
Thanks for jumping in.
All
I'll see you later, Vito.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up here because Anthony's got a bye to do, and we've got people dropping by to say hello. We got this gentleman here.
Hello. Hi.
Yeah, so we're going to let Anthony get back to that there. Let us know in the comments what musical things are turn-offs for you. We'll have a great conversation about it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.
See you later.